Hello, everybody, and oh, guess what time it is? It's everyone's favorite time. It's conspiracy time. So, uh, some stuff's been going on. So, at PAX East, which I will be attending on Sunday, Mortal Kombat 11 on the Nintendo Switch, the long-awaited arrival to finally see this game, which is a brand new game. Graphics look about as good as possible, given the technology, and they're putting it on the Switch. So obviously we have a lot of questions. How does the game look? How does it play? Does it play as smoothly as the PlayStation or Xbox version? But before we get into all that stuff, here's the weird thing, and I've talked about this on Twitter, never really brought it up in videos, but now I have to, because things are getting weird. So, no pictures are allowed or capture for Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch, which means you have to be there to take a look at it. Now, this should be highly questionable to everybody who is in the Mortal Kombat, who's in the know. Obviously, the biggest thing is literally right now, people are playing the beta of Mortal Kombat 11 on the PlayStation and Xbox. Right now, on their TV screens, streaming to YouTube, to Twitch, playing, online with other people. That is happening right now. Yet, you cannot take a picture of the Switch version of this game at an event you have to pay to get into, to go to the booth, you wait on a line. You go and play the game, and you can't capture or take a picture of it. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, well, maybe they're just trying to cover up for the game not looking as good as, they want it to. But it's not the case. Just looking on Twitter, one person named, this is the only person I'm gonna reference, but I'm gonna take his word for it. Direct Feed Games on Twitter says Mortal Kombat 11 Switch, undocked, plays smooth, no frame drops, visually solid, looking like a solid port. So let me go ahead and retweet that. And then he goes on to respond to some other people saying things like lighting and texture look, what's the word? Messed with a little bit in order to make things run smoother. So it comes down to, why are we not able to take pictures or capture? It's very interesting. And it's not like they're ashamed of the port, like they're like, oh, we don't want to advertise this. That's not the case at all. This is arguably at Nintendo's booth, this is arguably the biggest thing that they offer. Everything else is Yoshi's Crafted World. Cool, but the game releases like tomorrow, I think. So the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. Plus there's a demo of it already on the Switch. Other games like Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I think you can play Cuphead. I'm not 100% sure. But games like that, a game called Bloodstained, which from one tweet I saw, apparently it's not that great of a port, or doesn't run all that well. But fine, whatever. So what is the conspiracy? Because, as I said before, highly questionable that they don't want to show what this game looks like to people who are literally playing the exact game right now. Like, we know what the game looks like. We've played it for months. We know what the game looks like. We've been playing it. It's crazy. For 2 weeks, with the stress test, which was like 2 weeks ago, the beta, which is going right now, it's a little crazy. And so what's the conspiracy? Well, knowing Nintendo, they probably are trying to, this doesn't go for pictures. Like, I don't see how taking a picture of the game could, ruin everything. But maybe, I'll give this some thought. Maybe it's to, well, because if you see a picture of the game, you might go, oh, it looks good. All right, let's move on. I don't know, just a thought. I don't personally think that's the case. I feel like if you advertise something, like if you let people talk about things on the internet, it will get more traction, leading to more eyes, leading to more people being interested. That's just what I believe. So maybe Nintendo doesn't think that, but I think they do. So what am I really trying to say here? I think they're being overly protective of this game, of their port for Mortal Kombat, like, because they don't care about the other versions, but they really care about Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch. They really care. I've never seen them care so much about a game that isn't theirs, right? Like, for example, Nintendo, we didn't even hear from NetherRealm that it was a tweet from Nintendo that had Mortal Kombat 11 in it, which set off this whole, whoa, Mortal Kombat 11 Switch for the first time will be shown via Nintendo themselves. I don't think NetherRealm literally only brings up the Switch version when they have to. They had that live stream last week where they went, you can get Mortal Kombat 11 on the PC, PS4, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch. And it's like, that is like literally the only time this Switch version gets brought up. It's crazy. They've answered no questions about it. Like, how does it run? How does it play? Nothing. So, okay. I kept you here long enough. What am I trying to say here? Okay. The evidence is Nintendo very, very protective of their Mortal Kombat 11's port for the Switch. Why? We don't know, but I could take a guess. I believe that Nintendo has a character in Mortal Kombat 11 for the Switch. Now, who exactly? Well, there's one character who actually already was talked about in the past from people, and that character is Bayonetta. Now, Bayonetta is owned by Sega, but technically, when Nintendo wants Bayonetta games to come out exclusively on Nintendo consoles, they will pay Sega, an extra amount of money. They'll basically finance, part. I'm not 100%, but they'll finance. They'll put some of their cash, give it to them, in order to basically keep this game to come out on their consoles. And now that, Bayonetta is in Smash, and, Bayonetta 2 was on the Wii U, and Bayonetta 3 is coming out exclusively to the Switch, I could honestly see for the rest of, Bayonetta's life, that game series' life will come out exclusively on Nintendo platforms. I don't think that's crazy to say, because I think Nintendo really likes the Bayonetta brand. So I think they're going to continue to keep Bayonetta coming out on Nintendo consoles. But what exactly does that have to do with this? Well, it means to some small extent, Nintendo possibly could have some say in Bayonetta as a character in terms of what they're sort of allowed to do with her. So if Sega really wants Bayonetta in Mortal Kombat, now legally I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume that Nintendo has some say in whether they would like that or not, and I'm sure that they probably would be okay with it, honestly, because that's just good for the character's game, the future of the character, and all that. So, yeah, so Bayonetta, and the creator of Bayonetta already put out a tweet in the past that says Mortal Kombat cross Bayonetta, and then everyone was like, what the hell? So, if there's a character in here, it's probably Bayonetta. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. I don't think it's Bayonetta. Okay? Who do I think it is? Alright, hear me out on this one. Ridley from Metroid. Okay? Listen. Okay, listen. I know you just went, what? Listen. Ridley, he's an unstoppable monster. Okay? Let me ask you a question. If Ridley bit off a guy's head, would you go, oh my god, I had no idea. I had no idea Ridley was capable. And then now I'm not talking about Bowser, you know, King K. Rool, King Dedede. Those are very cartoonish characters and all that. But Metroid, very adult series. I don't think any of the games have been rated M. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they've all been rated T or E10, I guess. And Ridley apparently is like this unstoppable force that pretty much does whatever the hell he wants. If he murdered a guy on screen and blood went everywhere, I don't even feel like that would be weird for him. So, and just in general, Metroid, when I think Metroid, I think of creatures that are really crazy looking, and you know, when I think about Metroids themselves, I think of the see-through and the veins, like you can see their blood. I don't know. I just don't find it that weird. You know? I don't find it that weird. If Ridley like stabbed a guy in Mortal Kombat with his tail and like blood went everywhere, like I don't know, he has a move like that in Smash where he stabs somebody and they die. Not to mention maybe some foreshadowing, who knows? Ridley killing Mario and Mega Man in his reveal trailer for Smash. Very well, possibly could have been a subtle, you know, a subtle hint. I doubt it, but you know, could have been. And overall, when you look at Ridley as a character, his design, because literally, I always think this when I play Smash, Ridley is like the only character that looks real in Smash. Everyone else looks like a cartoon character. Ridley just looks like he's from another just universe. He looks like he's just from something else completely. Like they took him out of some sort of horror game and just put him in Smash. And his aesthetic would look good in Mortal Kombat, I think. His realistic monster look. He looks scarier than half the roster in Mortal Kombat, as it is. You know? Goro and Shao Kahn. Characters like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and all that. The only scary looking characters are like Melina with her scary, sharp teeth and whatnot. And I don't know who else. Scarlet with her blood. Yeah, it's creepy. But Ridley literally looks... Ridley is probably more devastating than half the roster. He's probably committed more crimes than Scorpion. So, look. I know this all sounds crazy, but I've been feeling this way for a while, that Nintendo feels some sort of obligation to like protect this Switch port for some reason, even though we know exactly what it looks like, and due to people who have played it now in the past couple hours, it's apparently a great port. So I don't see what the problem is, you know? You know what you could do? Go on YouTube and play and watch someone play Mortal Kombat, and like you literally on your Switch, you literally have like what the game looks like. So, you know, I don't know. Like, you get what I'm saying? You could go on YouTube and watch someone play Mortal Kombat and pretend you're playing. Like, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I don't know what they're protecting. The only other thing I'll add is maybe they like are afraid that like someone will steal it or something and it'll get data mined, and then they'll find out, oh shit, they found out about Ridley. Oh shit. You know? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, right? This is weird. We know what this game looks like. We know what it plays like. People are playing it in their homes right now. Yet, on the Switch, the good port on the Switch. Nope, can't take a picture of it. Nope, we will not let you. And let me be clear, this is not WB. This is purely Nintendo. It's their booth. They apparently, if they wanted to like put out their own gameplay, I'm sure they could. So, all right, this video's gone on long enough, but I just this is so weird. I don't think they've ever done this before with a game port, with a port of a game, because they don't care. They don't care, you know. Like, I'm thinking off the top of my head, like a game like Lego DC Villains. I remember in a Nintendo Direct before it went out, they included it for like 1 second. They mentioned it. They're like, here's another game coming out October, Lego DC Villains. And then they just moved on. Like, it's not like they care deeply about what's being released on the Switch. But what they do care about is their brand, their characters, how these things, how their characters and their brand are presented to the public. So yes, think about it. If Nintendo has a character in this game, not in the other games, and not in PlayStation, not on the PS4 or Xbox, but on the Switch, well then guess what, buddy? They're going to be more protective. They're going to treat this thing like, they're going to be very protective of it, and the matter of which they show it is going to be, you know, very, I don't know, I'm protective. That's the best word I can use. So, okay, this video has been far too long, but I just felt like this was weird enough to talk about at length. Okay, so that's it. What do you guys think? Does this make sense, or am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy, and I've explained myself. They've never done this before with a port. They've never been this protective. Like, why would they care? You know, it comes down to that. Why do they care? It's a game. It's a huge game coming out on the Switch. They don't need to, like, hide it. They don't need to, like, be like, whoa, can't take pictures of it. You know? Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Keep up fighting. Have a fantastic day.